Well, good morning, everyone. In this video, I want to show how to add it into your inventory so that you can use them on your work orders. But this is about adding parts into inventory. I've logged into my Anywhere database for PureIO. I'll just quickly show you again, but I'm going into the Anywhere database. And what I want to do is someone has written a work order and it needs some parts that aren't currently in inventory. So I want to order the inventory and get it in and then be able to put it into inventory. And then from the inventory, then we can assign it to the work order so that the work order, the pricing and the parts show up when you finalize all of that work order. That's what this process is about. I think the first thing that we'll do is take a look at the work order we're talking about. And I brought up a work order search, and this one is about looking for a part for a new UV. So if I take a review of that work order and it says that it needs a new plug, and oh, by the way, someone's stuck a picture on this one. So if we take a look at it, we can see, and they even circled what they were talking about. So we'll go back to it. And then what we will do is I like to copy, because this is going to be a special order. They're saying I need to replace that electrical plug in that. Now what I've done is I've copied my work order number. So let's just say that I've gone in and I've contacted the parts manufacturer and ordered the part, and they're now sending me that part, and I actually have the part in hand. But before I give it over to be assigned to a work order, I need to first receive it into inventory. Say I'm a warehouse person or just a process person that says first, before we can do that, we got to make sure that we have captured the cost of that part. So I'm going to go into I apologize, but I click on the admin. I have the part in hand. I need to get it into inventory. So if I go in and go to the parts table, and you can see that in these parts tables, looks like I've got pretty close to 2,300 parts. But I'm going to add a new part to inventory. And I'm going to say the name of this part is electrical plug. All right. For UV system. And then what I'm doing is I'm, I, I'll put maybe work order number this. All right. And because I'm going to directly turn that work order, that part over, I'm going to fall under the category of, or part type of, direct turnover. Okay. And since there isn't really a part number, I'll just call it our part number, and I'll call it for that work order. That's just me and the process that I use. You can choose your own process on how to do this and fill out these fields in this adding a part into inventory. But what I want to show you is I'm just going to add a barcode. I'll copy this one. If I wanted to barcode it, I could. Oops, I didn't copy it, did I? Let me redo that. Little Control C and Control V type stuff. And I'm going to say for work order number, might have to come up here and copy that number again. Okay. And that's what we're going to call it for that work order number. Do I need to fill the manufacturer out? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't know. I'm just going to say that was it's special order part, but you can see all the different fields. If you wanted to fill all of these out, you could, and fill all it. Where is it? I'm going to say main shop. main shop. Okay. And then inventory is quantity, one on hand because I'm bringing it in. I don't have a reorder number on it. Okay. And then my unit cost for this plug, let's just say it was, I don't know, $27.25. Okay. And my purchase quantity was 1. I did that today. And so I can now save that part and it goes into inventory. All right. And so if I go back to my list, and notice that it went from 2283 to 2284, but let's just see if that part is actually in there. At the moment, I don't see it, but if I do an advanced search for that part, and I said, I'm looking for DTO parts, all right, and I come down here and say search for all my DTO parts, and actually there's that electrical plug. You can see it right here. That's the one that I did add into inventory, so you can see that it's there. Now, what that does is if I go back to look at that work order that we were referencing, and I go back to add that work order here, I could actually add that part to the work order if I'm going to add a part, okay, and say add new, and the part type, and I'm going to say it's that DTO. Here it is, okay, and electrical plug 1, and I'm going to say that's part in hand now. I've said, hey, I've got it. I've told the person, here's your part, come get it. They've got the part in hand, going to add it. So we go back to the list, and we go back, and we can see now that we now have added that part onto this work order, and we can save it. We can say, we are actually working on it now. I have part in hand. And when I have a part in hand, by the way, that's a direct turnover. So that cost automatically gets sent in because that's not a part that we're going to put in inventory on this particular example. So, and then I say save that work order. And from that point forward, we can go in and start to review and see that work order is actually there, and we now have it captured. So Jane Doe can go ahead and finish her work, go ahead and reinstall it, add it to it, and then you'll see that part will be there. That basically sums it up for adding a part inventory very quickly. If I get my part, I've got ordered my part, go to the parts table, add new, and then fill out the information, the part description and everything else, and you will then have your part in inventory so you can bill it to your work order. It's just that simple. Any questions? I'm Wayne Morgan. I'm with TRI-SSI. That's tri-ssi.com. And don't hesitate to reach out to me and ask any questions you may. Thanks and have a good day.